The man who refused to burn. Polycarp's last stand. We live in a world where it's easier to conform than to speak truth, easier to follow the crowd than to follow conviction. Let me introduce you to a man who lived almost 2,000 years ago, who faced that exact choice. And he chose to stand for what is right instead of following the crowd, even if it meant getting burnt alive. His name was Polycarp. You've probably never heard of him in your history class. He wasn't a king or a celebrity. He didn't have 1 million followers on social media, but he had something far more powerful: unshakable faith and devotion to Christ. It's the 2nd century. Rome is in control, and Christianity, it's considered a threat to the empire. To be a Christian wasn't just unpopular, it was illegal. Polycarp was the bishop of a city called Smyrna. He was over 80 years old, respected, wise, faithful. One day, Roman soldiers came knocking. They weren't there for tea, but they had come to arrest him. They dragged him before the authorities, and they gave him a simple way out: swear by Caesar, deny Christ, and you can go home. 86 years old, tired, surrounded by angry crowds, and all he has to do is say a few words and he lives. But Polycarp looked his accuser in the eye and said something which amazed everyone in the crowd. 86 years I have served him, and he has done me no wrong. How can I blaspheme my king who saved me? He wasn't speaking out of rebellion. He wasn't trying to make a name for himself. He was simply loyal to the one who had never let him down. So they threatened him. They said, "We'll feed you to wild beasts." He didn't flinch. They said, "We'll burn you alive." He replied, "You threaten me with fire that burns for an hour, but you know nothing of the fire that lasts forever." And so they lit the flames and put him on fire. But here's the part that gives me chills. Eyewitnesses said the fire surrounded him, but didn't touch him. It was like the flames refused to burn him for long. Eventually, they ended his life by other means. But his story still burns bright. We may not face a literal fire, but we face a different kind of pressure every day. To stay quiet when we should speak, to shrink back when we're called to stand. We live in a world that says, blend in, but the gospel calls us to stand out. Do not fear what you are about to suffer. Behold, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison, that you may be tested. Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. Polycarp died to prove a point that faith is worth more than life. And that truth is worth everything. Are you willing to walk through the fire for what is right? Will you choose comfort, or will you choose courage?
Polycarp's story of faith was encouraging. If you also enjoyed watching this video like we did in making this, then consider subscribing and sharing the channel with your family and friends. This will encourage us to build more Bible and faith-based videos. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.